Alrighty YouTube, another one of Kip's clips. So I'm pretty sure a lot of us are very familiar with the Lincoln Memorial. And if I just go back to this picture, but this is better. And I don't know if many people are familiar with this symbol here underneath these arms. So I'm going to talk a bit about that, where it turns up. Turns up here. The only difference is Lincoln doesn't have the axes protruding. They are the same symbol and represent the same thing. If you come over here, you'll see it as well. Fasces, I think is how you maybe pronounce it. I am not sure. Get it in the U.S. Congress. And you'll get it on the Lincoln Memorial. Before I go into its meanings, where it comes from, because there's quite a lot about that, where it turns up, the reason it represents fascism. Let me see. Quickly go to fascism in Wikipedia. Even that shows you the fascists, and yeah, it just turns up in the US Congress, on the Lincoln Memorial, and more to my shock, more recently, in George Square. Now, let me see. This is Glasgow City Centre's George Square. There's the city chambers, and there's a hammer along here. Come to number 9. Number 9 George Square. Now, as I go into this building must have had some sort of a magistrate's role or something at some point. I have not been able to find any information as of yet, but with these symbols on it, this building at some point must have had some sort of a, must have been working for an authority, and you'll see what I mean shortly. Now, there you can clearly see the fascist bundles next to this, which I'm still unsure. Anybody who's into the symbolism and has any idea what the hell this is, please let me know. It'd be much appreciated. But here you can clearly see the fascists. I'm going to give up trying to pronounce that. Fasces. So there we have it turning up at number 9 George Square. Just a wee tangent here I'll throw in. You've got number 9, and then you've got number 11 George Square. What's above number 11 George Square? The mark of the beast, the X within the O. It is, I believe, disguised as the Roman numeral number 11, but that's just me thinking outside the box. But anyway, so you have it turning up in the Lincoln Memorial. You have it turning up a lot more places than I'm pointing out here. It'll be turning up all over the place. Go to buildings with authority and some eyes, Roman authority. You will find the fascists, or those sticks with an axe, let me just call it that. Can pronounce that. Now, even if you just go into the Googles and put in Roman symbol of power, you obviously get the eagle. Now look more closely what's in front of the eagle. You'll see two fascists crossed over. Again, the exact same symbol that's appearing on this building in Glasgow and in the US Congress and the Lincoln Memorial. Just a coincidence? Just decorative? Is it just, oh no, it represents the sticks getting tied together, representing the many are stronger than, like, more sticks tied together are stronger than one stick. That's where the symbolism comes from it. That's where the initial idea of the symbolism came from. in ancient Rome times or beyond, but as of now it's came to represent fascism. Let me see. As you can see, Mussolini. Now, before I go into this, let's just think about a few things that a lot of us will already know about what Mussolini said. Mussolini said fascism should have been called corporatism. Corporatism, even if I can say it right. Now, bearing in mind Mussolini was probably a very much wiser man than I will ever be. Not that I agree with his policies, I mean he was probably a well more educated man than I will ever be. Jesus. Fuck. Take that out of context, I'm a fucking... I'm not a Mussolini fan, that's not what I meant to say. I meant to say he was more educated than me. Now, he said that fascism should have been called corporatism because of the merger of corporations and state. Now, a lot of people just leave it at that and see it like, oh, it's business and state getting involved with each other. People who are into the legalese and that side of the things and the Roman admiralty law that we're all living under today, and how all these laws and the lie of the written word, it's very hard to explain, but the fraud of the law that we live under today, the law of the sea, the admiralty law that we stay under, the Roman admiralty law that we are now contracted to by nothing more than but things that are written on a bit of paper. It means that people can come and jail you for no rhyme or reason. Now so Mussolini said fascism should be called corporatism. Now, I just showed you there George Square. This is a bit of a tangent, but I just showed you the fascist symbol in George Square. I've tried to find out about this building. It's been hard. I'm going to have to do a lot of days' work to find out stuff about this building, I reckon. But I'm going to do it. But anyway, so here's George Square, Glasgow, with the symbol of fascism turning up. I think it's just a coincidence. Jesus, where was I going with that? Alright, let me see. Glasgow City Chambers. Wee bit of history about Glasgow City Chambers. Very, like, on this picture, Glasgow City Chambers is here, and this, just to the off to the right is where that building is. So right next door to Glasgow City Chambers. Now let's just a wee bit of history about Glasgow City Chambers, because a lot of people don't know in this country, we never used to hide the G.U.N.N mind trick, all this admiralty law and how we're all walking corporations and we're all corpses in this legal fiction land. And I know that sounds bizarre to people that don't understand it, but please go and look into it. Corporations, corpses. Everybody argues that corporations shouldn't be considered to be a person. No, that isn't the argument. The argument is human beings shouldn't be considered to be a person. A person is a legal fiction, a corporation, something that somebody can point to and go, that's your straw man. I'm going to lock you in jail because somebody wrote something in a bit of paper one time. Sounds a bit extreme and bizarre, but go and check it out. It's the truth. It is actually the truth. But this was before the Orwellian Wonderland, the G.U.N.N mind trick of it all. The new City Chambers initially housed Glasgow Town Council from 1888 to 1895. When it was replaced by Glasgow Corporation. Now, Glasgow Corporation still exists. The Glasgow Corporation still exists. It's just changed names. But in legal fiction land that we're all locked under, all this Roman admiralty law that's built up over time, I lost my train of thought. That's still what it is. It's still the Glasgow Corporation, still a walking corpse. It's a corporation head, right? So that's a wee tangent off from that, from fascism, but just a link there that shows you, well, here you've got the headquarters of Glasgow Corporation, not council, not anything, and go and check this building out, man. Higher marble stair, higher marble staircases larger than Vatican City, one black, one white marble staircase either side. The top roof, the gallery I believe it's called, with all the Lord Provost blue with gold lucifers all over it. Gold lucifers, gold embroidered lucifers all over it. And you, well, how do I know it's Lucifer? Well, it's a gold being with wings, the fallen angel with bloody horns, and it looks like Satan. And it's lovely done in gold leaf, with all the pictures of the Lord Provost sitting round with it. The headquarters of the Glasgow Corporation. You know, these people that are elected. Who are they like? If they're a corporation, who's electing them? Work that one out. But anyway, there's another tangent, right? So you've got the fascists. Go and let's share. I've not left that much time into this, but right. So it's a bound bundle of wooden rods, sometimes included in an axe. It's a blade emerging. The fascists is. It was passed on to ancient Rome, where it symbolised a magistrate's power and jurisdiction. This is all the fakery, the juggery, the jiggery pokery, the Jedi mind tricks I'm talking about, all the legalese shit they get you to subscribe to by subscribing you a slave name and number, and branding you and getting you to enter into contracts unwillingly through legalese. And that's when it was all created back in ancient Rome, and that is the law that we're still living under today, and that's why the symbols still bounce up in all the positions of power. Now, please, I'll leave a link for all this down below. You can go and check it all out yourselves, because there's no way I've got enough time to go into this in 15 minutes now. But again, look at the Romans. It's all here in open view if you want to go and look at it. And it is the same representation. Sometimes it will have two bits of rope or whatever around it, as in that. Sometimes it will have the axe out the top. There's the Roman guys actually in, I think that's World War One. World War One fucking rehearsals or whatever you call them. Having a brain fart, forgot the word now. Knights of Columbus, there we go, right, there's the Knights of Columbus, let's not forget, there's the symbol of the Knights of Columbus, a Catholic fraternity service organisation, turning up on the US, same symbol, turning up in the US Congress, but it's impartial, and there's no religion in the US Congress apparently. Even though, and there it's underneath Lincoln, even though he was a Mason, get your head round that one. Because it isn't what you're called, it's who's controlling you. There's been many people controlled many an order of Mason secret society for different ends. But you don't try, if you can't beat them with bullets and bombs, you usurp them. If you can't beat them, you join them. You join them, you infiltrate them, then you change them from within. And that's what's been happening all these years. And let's see what time I'm at, 13 minutes. So let's see. Roman symbol of power, the fascists. Bundle of sticks, sometimes with the axe, sometimes without. Fasces. Right, go and check that. Origin and symbol, ancient Rome. It symbolises power of the magistrate's power and jurisdiction. Over time, it's morphed from representing Roman power and Roman law, and now it represents fascism. And what is fascism under Mussolini, who used this symbol himself, said it should be corporatism. That's what we're living under today. I surmise. No, it's democracy. We love democracy. No, it's corporate fascism. We're all staying under. There's no such thing as countries anymore. They're just walls to hide behind, but for corporations, pure and simple, and different laboratories for these corporations to try out different techniques. But they won't be existing for much longer. But you'll have your regions for that. There's fascism. Go and look up the definition of fascism. And there's the symbol for fascism. Turning up in the US Congress, and that's funny, that, isn't it? And then there's Glasgow City Chambers right next to that fascist symbol, or the symbol of ancient Roman power. And they're admitting that, and everybody in every part of the Western world that's under this Roman admiralty law, you'll know this by having judges and stuff. So more or less everybody. Research it, and what you'll find is every council, you don't have a local council, It's never been a local council. It's always been a local corporation. It's just been